Hi, it's Elyse Ashton. We're here on the red carpet with the Anglophile channel at the British Consulate residence for the premiere of the 7th season of Doc Martin. We have a special guest, Ian McNeice, and Doc Martin is going to be premiering on KCET Southern California on January 14th. Ian McNeice, welcome to the Anglophile channel.
Thank you so much. The British Consulate, no less.
Yes, now you've been on Doc Martin for several seasons, since the very beginning.
Since the very beginning, absolutely.
And how is doing a show in such an incredible landscape, how does that sort of inform the show and the characters? Does the cast have a better attitude because it's so beautiful?
Well, I would like to say that, but I have to say that it's extremely funny because in the script, we get a script and we read the script and it starts with another beautiful day in Port Wen. And you go, we know what the weather's like in Cornwall. It rains most of the time. So in fact, when you look at the show, it's all beautifully lit, but it's lit by lights, right? Because the rain has been coming down. If you look at the ground, it's all wet, all beneath you, and so it's all done with tricks. When we go and make the show, we all have a choice. We're all down there for 4 months of the year, from April to July, and we have a choice of what we want to do, whether we stay in a hotel or we have a cottage or a house that they provide for us. And for the last few years, I've just had a house. And my family comes down, they learn to surf down there. I run a bed and breakfast for people, which is great because it's a holiday place. You know, lovely seaside town. So, yeah, that's great.
Now, you've had such an incredible career. It seems like you haven't stopped working since 1977. When I
My
read
goodness
up on
me, you
you.
looked me up. You looked me up. You
I
found
did.
Me out.
I'm your newest
Absolutely.
little stalker.
No, I love that.
But you've played everything from Winston Churchill
Yes.
to incredible villains. Is it
Yes.
nice to come home to a character like Bert Large?
It's certainly nice to come home to a nice character like Bert Large because when you play Nazis and people like that with Tom Cruise and Valkyrie and Dune, the Baron Harkonnen, who was an incredibly nasty individual, it's lovely to come home. No, absolutely, to play a character like that, it's a treat because he's such a warm. He always gets it wrong. It's I mean, he's a lovable rogue. Let's face that. Yeah, absolutely.
He's a handful.
He's definitely a handful, and his son keeps having such enough of him. You wouldn't be true.
Now, in the next season, we're going to see
Yep.
Doc trying to get his wife back. Do you think that Bert will have, of course you know better than I, do you think Bert will have a part in reuniting a happy family?
Bert has got his own problems. He's got enough to contend with because at the beginning of this new series, he loses the restaurant.
Oh, no.
Because the bailiffs take away from him. He's got behind with his payments and he's in trouble. So he loses the restaurant and has to come up with an idea of how to make some money because he's lost everything. So that's really what his focus is in for the rest of the series.
Well, that's sort of the story of Bert's life.
Yeah.
Did you have to learn bad plumbing and bad restaurant practices to
No, I'm
prepare?
always bad at that sort of thing anyway. I mean, I'm hopeless myself. But I mean, absolutely. No, I mean, the thing is this, is that when you see the series, it really, Bert's in a terrible place because not only that, but you think yourself, well, Elyse's got his new fiance, but no. She's gone and dumped him too.
No.
So, yeah, so it's going from bad to worse. He really is in a dark place at the beginning, but I have to say it gets better.
He's had quite an arc already, so I'm looking for his arc in the next season of his storyline.
His arc goes ballistic, absolutely
Well, you've
ballistic.
already dealt with loan sharks and,
Yes,
and
loan
what
sharks.
have you.
Goodness me, you're well up on the series. Well done.
I told you,
like
I'm
that.
your latest little stalker.
Well, good for you. I love that. That's great.
Well, thanks so much for watching the Anglophile channel here on the red carpet at the British Consulate residence with KCET, Doc Martin's 7th season. We're all going to be watching. Thanks for joining us.